Yeah, back in this thing, apparently just seen a brother. You're gonna have to, the way these demons work, you're gonna have to check that brother out. I mean, you don't know. I mean, Esau will send out all kind of agents out to you, man. So I have to check that brother out, see if he's of the spirit. All right, but nevertheless, carry on pushing this thing. Right, where was I? Right, where was I? That's my train of thought there for a minute. Right, this is 2nd Ezra 6 and 57, right? And it says, and now, O Lord, right, behold, these heathens which thou hast ever reputed as nothing have begun to be lords over us and to devour us, right? Because the Most High basically said that from the foundations of the earth that Israel was always going to be put in captivity, right, and to serve their enemies, right? Now, like I brought out a second ago, this is Deuteronomy the 28th and the 36, right? And it said, the Lord shall bring thee and thy king, which thou shalt set over thee, unto a nation which neither thou hast known, which either thou nor all thy fathers have known. And there shalt thou serve other gods with wood and stone, right? And thou shalt become an astonishment and a proverb and a byword among all the nations which the Lord shall lead thee, right? And that's basically showing you, man, right? Now that goes to show you who really Israel is, because wherever Israel is dispersed, whether it's amongst the heathens, wherever you're dispersed, you might look like a straight up cracker, you might look like a straight up a Moabite, right? You might look like a straight up goot, right? But you will always be bound by the prophecies that the Lord set up from the foundations of the earth, right? In the sense that whether you look like a Moabite or Ammonite, you're going to carry yourself like an Israelite, so you're going to be a byword and a proverb among them. They're always going to be saying, you're always late, right? You're always going to be bound by the fact that you will be the last one to be picked, to be hired to a job, and you're going to be the first one fired to be in them jobs, right? The unemployment rate for Israel, man, is ridiculous. Why? Because the Most High set it up that from the foundations of the earth that you lot were going to be the byword and the proverb and the byword of these heathens, right? It says, among all the nations which the Lord shall lead thee, and thou shalt carry much seed out into the field, and thou shalt and shalt gather but little in, for the locusts shall consume it, right? For all the pestilences, you're gonna build up all these kind of businesses, thinking you're in this world, thinking you're pushing this, thinking you're pushing this financial system, but the Most High is gonna break that shit down. Why? Because Israel ain't supposed to be prosperous in this kingdom. Why? Because you're an Israelite, you're the prince of the power. You're supposed to be into this world. You Negroes, Hispanics, Native Americans, you're supposed to be into this world, and that's why, like I say every week, man, right? It's high time to wake up out of sleep. It's high time to wake up to the fact that you should be about these scriptures right about now. If you're an Israelite and this word be coming, you're supposed to be into these scriptures coming out here week in, week out, prophesying the downfall of this kingdom, right? It says, and thou shalt plant vineyards and dress them, and thou shalt neither drink of the wine nor gather the grapes, for the worms shall eat them, right? Now, some of this stuff is literal and some of this stuff is metaphorical, right? Because when you put some certain prophecies into context, sometimes you have to imagine certain things. So you set up businesses and so on and so forth, and it can be prosperous as hell, but you never eat off of the fruit of them, right? And that's talking about Israel, because this man is always raising the taxes, right? Eating more so and more out of what you're supposed to be so-called prospering out of. Because you ain't supposed to be prosperous out here if you're an Israelite, right? It's not set up for you to be prosperous in him. That's why I said the first scripture I brought out, man. You ain't supposed to be envious, right, of the wicked amongst our people that prosper in this kingdom, right? Because the only way if you're an Israelite you can prosper in this kingdom is to do wickedly. Why? Because it's a wicked kingdom, right? In Job 9 and 8 it says that the Most High has given the earth into the hands of the wicked, The earth is being given into the hands of the wicked. So the only way you can prosper amongst the wicked is to do wickedly. That's why the only ones of our people that be prospering right now is because they all up into that madness, all up into that wickedness. Right? But I mean, hey, that's just the way the Most High set it up. The Most High also said that this is Daniel 2, and it's Daniel 2:44. And it says, in the days of these kings shall the Most High set up, the Most High of heaven set up a kingdom which shall never be destroyed, right? And the kingdom shall not be left to other people, but it shall break in pieces and consume all the kingdoms, and it shall stand forever, right? So when the Most High sets up the kingdom of Israel, it's going to stand forever, and it shall never be left to any other people, right? It's going to be a kingdom of righteousness, where the laws, statutes, and commandments of the Most High is going to be established, right? But right now, the Most High is going to set up where this kingdom is basically being dealt by the devil, so to speak. How do we know he's a devil? Because he's a deceiver. The word devil comes from the Latin word diablos, meaning deceiver. That's why he sets up Cesare Borgia to be the image of the Lord, which we know through the scriptures. The Lord was a black man. He was darker than I am, right? It also says in Daniel that the Most High was it's not just quoted. Let's bring these, just bring these scriptures out. This is Daniel 7 and 9. It says, I beheld till the thrones were cast down, and the Ancient of Days did sit, whose garment was white as snow, and the hairs of his head like the pure wool. His throne was like a fiery flame, and his wheels as burning fire, right? And it says, the fiery stream issued and came forth from before him. Thousands and thousands ministered unto him, and 10,000 stood before him. The judgment was set, and the books were opened, and I beheld them because of his voice, the great words. Wait, hold it. In the wrong place, look. In the wrong place. Didn't want to be there. Like, hold on, bear with me for one moment. Let's just get it in Revelations. Right, this is Revelations, the first chapter and the 13th verse. And it says, in the midst of the 7 candles was one like unto the Son of Man, clothed with a garment, right, down to the foot, and girt up the paps with a golden girdle. And his head and hair were like wool, as white as snow, and his eyes as a flame of fire, and his feet like burnt brass, and as if burnt in the furnace. And his voice as the voice of many waters, right? That's the description of a dark black man with a deep voice, right? That's why the scripture says the earth is being given into the hands of the wicked. The earth is given into the hands of the devil, the deceiver, the one that sets forth white pictures of Jesus, when it clearly tells you in the scriptures that the Lord was a black man, right? The scripture says, due to mourning, the foundations thereof languish, right? They are black unto the ground, right? Judah is a black people, right? Now, the Most High also set it up that certain ones of us is going to look like straight up, they was going to look like straight up crackers in the end times, right? That's all via prophecy, right? So you can have a straight up Judah that looks like a straight up cracker, but it's all spiritual, because when you read that person's spirit, you're going to see he's going to carry himself like an Israelite. For instance, Tom Jones looks like a straight up cracker, but you know he sings like a Jake, he's got a deep voice like a Jake, and he's got swag like a Jake. Right, so that's a straight up Jake right there, and you see all throughout the old kind of industries, man. Wherever a Jake is, look, the scripture says that the Most High made Israel, basically made Israel to be the former of all things, right? So anything new comes out man, we're gonna be, you know, it's gonna, it basically comes from Israel, and really that goes deeper than that. That proves reincarnation. It proves the fact that we was the ones that made this planet, right? When the Mosai gave out the charge to them angels to make this planet, that goes to show you that when the Mosai said Israel is the former of both things, we was the ones with the angels forming the planet, right? But I mean, hey, you know, that might be, you know, it might be maybe too deep for me to even bring that out and describe it as perfectly as it should be. Right, but just in that statement that Israel is the former of all things, man, it goes to show you that we even created the elements themselves, right? And then, you know, you see that this man's blessing is the sword, but when you really look at it, even the technology that he uses is all derivative of all the stuff that Israel used, because Israel was the ones that put together. We was the first ones to be the former of those things, right? Not only before the earth was made, but you know, during these times, all you gotta look at is famous black inventors, and you're gonna see, man, you know, Israel's a great people, right? This is back in Deuteronomy the 28th, and it says, "Thou shalt plant vineyards and shalt dress them, but shall neither drink of the wine nor gather the grapes, for the worms shall eat it." Right? "And thou shalt have an olive tree throughout all the coasts, but thou shalt not anoint thyself with the oil, for that oil shall cast his fruit." Right? "And thou shalt beget sons and daughters, but thou shalt not enjoy them, for they shall go into captivity." Right? Because we're in the slavery, man. The minute you have a child, right? The minute you sign those birth documents, man, you've just basically signed the lives of your children away. Right? You can't really enjoy your children out here. That's why the Lord said in the scriptures, man, when you're out here and you're pushing this word, you're kicking this word, you basically just gotta forget about everything, your women, your children, whatever. If the Most High has got you in a decent situation where you can kind of function with your family, so what, and so on and so forth, hey, you know, that's just what it is, right? But for the most part, Most High said, you know, when you come to the Lord, basically, you gotta forget your whole family, man. You gotta forget them. You come in to serve the Lord. The Lord said, when you come and serve Him, the brothers that be back, you know, that gonna be back here, then the brothers are, you know, throughout the four corners of the earth, those become your family, right? Because a friend cannot be known through times of prosperity. When you're in this world, you basically feel like you can kind of prosper, and you got your buddies around you. But when you come into this word, man, right? When you come to this word, you know, like I'm gonna show you in the scriptures right now, you gotta prepare your mind for all kind of hell. Right, all kind of shit's gonna happen. Your woman might leave you, like the brother said. You know, even your dog might flip out on you. Right, and that's when you're really gonna know who your friends are, and really only then can you know who a brother is. Right, because a brother is gonna be the one that's gonna stick around you and tell you how you're supposed to conduct yourself in your times of difficulty. Right, in your times of adversity, and that's only through the brothers of GMS, man. And the brothers that be pushing this truth and sincerity, that's the only family you have. Because even your woman, like Job said, like Job's woman basically told him to curse the Most High and die. Even your woman will go off on you. Right? And the scripture shows, the scripture clearly tells you, man, basically you're just gonna turn away from this. You're gonna basically just you basically just gonna fall backwards into the hands of the Most High. Right? I hope that He catches you. But if you're one of the 2/3, you're gonna drop into that fiery flame. Right? It says back in 2nd Ezra, the 6 and the no. Let's go to Ecclesiastes before I go back to 2nd Ezra. Let's go to Ecclesiastes. Like I said, this is Ecclesiastes 2:1. It says, "My son, if thou art come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation," right? Because all kind of hell is going to come up on you when you come into this thing, man. All kind of things. Man, you thought your life was difficult before you came to this truth. It's just about to get 10 times worse, right? Because not only are the curses upon you, now you're going to be chastised. And like it says here, you're going to be tried through the fire and the furnace, right? It says, set thy heart aright. Right? Set your mind aright, because the word heart comes from the Hebrew word la'ab, meaning mind. Right? Set your mind aright and constantly endure. Make not haste in the time of trouble. Cleave unto Him and depart not away, that thou mayest be increased at the last end. Right? So if you ain't gonna be, you basically gotta set your mind up in the way that you're gonna endure. Right? So basically, you just basically gotta fall backwards with your eyes closed and hope the Most High is gonna catch you. right? Because you just gotta do in this kingdom. You just gotta do to the best of your ability, because this man's got it set up that even if you wanted to follow these laws 100%, I mean, that's what you're supposed to. No, sorry, that came out all completely wrong, right? Let's not get it twisted. You're supposed to follow the laws, the statutes, commandments 100%. But even when you do that, you can't do it because just for food's sake, your food ain't 100%, man. Your food ain't 100%. You don't know what kind of hell that they put in there. That's why the Most High said in the scriptures, right? The Most High, the children of Israel was going to eat their food defiled amongst the heathen, right? But you have to eat. You have to eat, right? Just the air that we breathe is defiled, right? It means the food that you eat, whatever it might be, is defiled, right? It says, set thy mind aright and constantly endure. So whatever happens, whatever is going on in your personal life affairs, just set your mind aright, stay on point in His laws, statutes, commandments, and the prophecies, and you'll be okay, right? Because what should really your mind be on? Your mind should be on the fact that the Most High is still gonna cast this man down, whatever happens to in your life. The Lord is still going to put this man in slavery. The Most High is still going to raise up Israel to be the physical heirs of this planet. The Most High is still going to set you up to be a king and ruler over these heathens, which He has always reputed as being nothing, right? Even though the Most High set it up that we serve the people that He has reputed as nothing, right? That's because we went off the laws, statutes, and commandments of the Most High. Right, but when we rise up, when Christ rises, like it says in the scriptures, we're gonna rise up with Him. Right, so He's gonna when the Lord, come to the marriage, so to speak. Right, we're gonna be there with Him. Right, we're gonna be in our glorious apparel. We ain't gonna wear these shitty ass clothes, which are not really in accordance to the Lord, because the garment is supposed to be all in one material. Right, so we're going to be in our glorious apparel. Not only that, in a physical sense too, because the Most High is going to give us those celestial bodies, right? There's those bodies that can't be destroyed by the weapons of this man, because the Lord said, right? The Lord said in the scriptures that whatever weapon is formed against thee, it shall not prosper, right? Now that doesn't mean, that doesn't mean to say, the Lord also said, the Lord deals with balance. The Lord also says, some of you shall be put to death, right? Some of you shall be cast into prison. Right, so they're gonna be certain ones of us that's gonna have to happen, right? But it's a glorious thing to die for this truth, because there ain't nothing else worth dying for, right? And the Most High is gonna set you up as a judge when you come back on the other side over these people, because the Most High also said those that die in this truth, they're gonna be the first ones to be risen up. Those are gonna be the first ones that are gonna come and receive those celestial bodies and be the rulers of this planet. Right, and then the brothers, that be pushing this truth, and when you get risen in the chariots, you get your celestial bodies, and you come back on this planet, you're gonna be rulers with them as well. Right? Right. It says, set thy heart aright, set your mind aright, and constantly enjoy. You're gonna constantly enjoy whatever's happening. Just gonna go through it. Hey, sometimes this truth will bring you down to tears. Sometimes this truth will mess with you. But hey, that's just how it is. Right, the Most High has promised you all kind of glory and all kind of power and all kind of riches. Right, it's a light thing it's a light thing in the comparison to what you're gonna gain on the other side, to lose your life on this side. That's why the Lord said, whoever loses his life for Christ, for this truth, right, for these laws, statutes, commandments, and prophecy, him will be risen, will have life when Christ is risen. Because the servant is not greater than the master. When we are servants for Christ's sake, right? We are servants for Yahweh's sake. We're the servants of this truth. We're slaves unto faith and slaves unto this truth. So we come here with striving and so on and so forth, man. It's just gonna be what it is, man. Right? And it says, make not haste in time of trouble. Cleave unto Him and depart not away, that thou mayest be increased at the last end. Right? This is Revelations 2:25. Right, it says 2:26, and it says, and he that overcometh and keepeth my works unto the end. Right? What's the works of the Lord? Coming out here week in, week out, and prophesying the downfall of this kingdom. Right? coming here week in and week out and telling this man to his face that he's going into slavery, right? The scripture says, then shall the righteous, right, this is Wisdom of Solomon. Wisdom of Solomon, just not quote it verbatim, just bring it out, man. This is Wisdom of Solomon 5:1. Then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness before the face of such as afflicted him, and made no account of his labors, right? And when they see it, they shall be troubled and amazed, and shall be amazed at the strangeness of his salvation, for so far beyond all that they look for, right? We're going to stand in great boldness and come out here and curse this man to his face. Just like what Job, what the Lord said to Job, which goes to show you the beauty and intricacy of this truth, right? Because the Most High set up Job to be an example for us, right? How he will break you down and bring all kind of hell upon you, right? But at the latter end, he's going to increase you. So Job lost his children, right? All he had left was his life, because really his woman wasn't with him, because his woman told him he should curse the Most High and die. Right? But the Most High set Job up to be an example for all the ones of us that come out here week in, week out and prophesy the downfall of this kingdom. Right? And the Lord said, basically, when the Most High made that deal with Satan, that bet was Satan, he basically said, you man, you can, just don't do anything you want to him, but don't take his life away. Right? And Satan came and took all his riches. A band of bandits came and took all of his riches. I'm not quoting that exactly, but point still remains. Came and took all of his, took all of his wealth, right? And basically the Most High set it up that Job was going to be, Job was going to have a time of trouble. But at the latter end, the Most High raised Job up, right? And it says, yep.
Sorry about something I have to make sure.
Right. Back in it, this is, where was that? Right, this is back in Revelations 2:26, and it says, and he that overcometh and keepeth my works unto the end, to him will I give power over the nations. Right? So the Most High said, when when you're doing this work and you keep his works to the end, man, the Most High is going to give you power of all the nations. Right? And it says, and he shall rule them with a rod of iron, right? As the vessels of a potter shall they be broken down to shivers, even as I have received of my Father. And I will give him the morning star, and he that hath an ear, let him hear what the Spirit saith unto the churches, right? Now, this is back in Second Esdras. No, I was in I don't know where I was now. I was in Ecclesiastes. Yeah, Lord willing, that's gonna be a brother. Another nigga, because them, I mean, you have to put that process of checking brothers out into effect. Right, because you can't just take in any like we've seen through what the elders have done over time, man. You can't just take in anyone into your congregation. So I'm gonna have to check that brother out, see if he's up the elect, right? Lord willing, I'm gonna be a part of the elect. So assuming I am part of the elect, I have to check that brother out, which is what you have to do sometimes. Hey, it's all good and glorious to have people back here in the camp, but hey, it ain't glorious when you got a nigga back in the back of the camp. And all kind of demons be throwing on into the camp, and all kind of madness be out here. So, Lord willing, Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh willing, that's gonna be a brother, right? But more so, I pray that the Lord, gives me the spirit to be able to check that brother out. Because it's like you see out here week in, week out. This is a dry wasteland, man. Ain't no brothers out here, right? Just come out here and like the scripture says, man. Whether they hear or forbear, just come out here and bring this truth out, right? And it just so happens that he came out here, but the way Satan works, man, the way this devil works, man, he can just get any old kind of nigga, give him a certain amount of money. That could be just a nigga there. So pray how about some your outside put that spirit on me to be able to check him out properly, right? And deal with it in a righteous way. I might have to call up one of the elder brothers to help me out with that, but that's just a side note, right? This is back in Ecclesiastes 2 and 1. 2 and 4, and says, whatever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully, and be patient when thou art changed to a low state. So whatever happens, man, whether the Most High brings you down to where you gotta basically go from house to house or whatever, man, just do it, man. Just do it. Just enjoy. Just take it. It is what it is. Right? Now that's easier said than it is done, but you got the Lord's statutes and commandments and the prophecies to help you out with. So whatever low state you've been brought down to, man, you just gotta remember this man's going back into slavery, man. Most of us gonna set you up as a king and a ruler, so much so that you're gonna break down these heathens to shivers, man. Most I said that's the Lord speaking, right? That's a complete different Lord to the one they teach you in these churches where the Lord there is coming to save everybody. The Lord said you. Right, you Negroes, Hispanics, Native Americans, to whom all of these the adoptions pertain to whom you be in these churches. You're the one who wants prosperity. You're the one who's catching all the hell. You're the one that's into these scriptures more than these heathens. These heathens ain't about this truth, right? Why? Because the Most High basically set up that this kingdom was going to be the second Babylon. So everyone thinks that they're equal, and everyone thinks that they're all about, all about the scriptures. They ain't about these scriptures, man. Only Israel really is about these scriptures, which is you Negroes, Hispanics, Native Americans, Seminole Indians, right? Some of you Italians, Sicilians, and all the Israels dispersed amongst the heathen, because the Most High said for the Bible Paul that sorry, the scripture slipped in my mind a little bit. Basically, that Israel has a zeal for the Most High, but not in accordance to knowledge. Right? So Israel is all about these scriptures, but they ain't really about this. They don't really know what's going on. Why? Because the Most High set this man up to be a deceiver unto the people. But more so, the Most High said, "Let them be blinded." Right? Let their tables become a snare. What's a snare? It's a trap. Right? These churches are a trap. Right, to trap your mind and also to trap your money, because when you come in there and they're telling you to take 2 tithes and you can't pay your light bill, right, that's a trap, right? When they tell you you can eat pork, that's a trap, because the Lord said in the Lord sets His commandments, you're supposed to follow the Lord to the best of your, follow the Lord, period. You're supposed to follow the Lord, period, right? And said, whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully, and be patient when thou art changed to a low state. For gold is tried in the fire, right? An acceptable man in the furnace of adversity, right? Because gold, and this is Isaiah 13 and 12, right? We go to Isaiah 13 and 12. Right, it says, it's Isaiah 13 and 12. It says, "I'll make a man more precious than fine gold." Right? And how are you gonna make? How is a man made more precious? Right? It said made more precious. Right? So there's a certain amount of handling that's gonna be in there, like the scripture says. It's a fearful thing to be in the hands of the Lord. Right? So Most High was gonna make it so that a man was gonna be more precious than fine gold. So how is gold made fine? By handling. And it's a fearful thing to be in the hands of the Lord. So guess what? How is gold tried in the how is gold made fine? It's tried in the furnace. Right? And how is a man made more fine than gold? He's tried in the furnace of adversity. Right? So when you're catching hell all out here, that's just the Most High making you perfect. And really it's a light thing, because you should be prepared to give up anything and everything for this truth. Right? Why? Because first and foremost, Ecclesiastes tells you, this is Ecclesiastes, brother Moore. Right, this is Ecclesiastes 12. Bear with me. This is Ecclesiastes, right? 12 and 13. It says, let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear the Most High and keep His commandments, right? For this is the duty of man, right? For the Most High shall bring every work into judgment, and every secret thing, whether it be good or evil, right? So the Most High basically said that the only duty of man is to follow his laws, statutes, commandments. He said in Ezekiel, right, go through the midst of the city and set a mark upon the men that sigh and cry. That's why we out here week in and week out setting a mark upon the men that sigh and cry about what? The abominations that be done in this kingdom, right? Faggots running around rampant, all kind of abominable foods and wickedness happening in this place, right? So when the Most High said that was an instruction, that was a commandment, right? The Most High said you're supposed to follow His commandments. Right, that's your whole duty. The whole duty of man is to come out here and follow the Lord's statutes, commandments, and basically just come out here and do this thing and keep His laws, statutes, and commandments. That's the whole duty of man. So not only should you be wanting to do this truth for the riches that the Most High is going to give you on the other end, but because it's a commandment, because the Most High is going to put you to death if you don't do it. Right? So really there ain't no I mean, hey, it's all good and well getting a reward for it, but it's a commandment for the Most High, so you're supposed to do it anyway. Right? So that's why you're supposed to just constantly enjoy and do what the Most High said because you're supposed to do it. Right? We're back in Isaiah 13 and 12. 12. It says, I will make a man more precious than fine gold. Right? Even a man than the gold of Ophir. Right, which is supposed to be the finest gold. We're back in 2nd Ezra, the 6th. This is 2nd Ezra, the 6th and the 57th, and it says, and now, O Lord, behold, the heathen which have ever been reputed as nothing have begun to be lords over us and devour us. But we, thy people, whom thou hast called thy firstborn, thy only begotten, and thy fervent lover, which are given into their hands. Right? If the world now be made for our sakes, why do we not possess an inheritance with this world? How long shall this endure? Right? He's basically saying, how long are we going to not be the rulers of this planet? How long are these heathens going to be the rulers of this planet? The scripture clearly says when the wicked are in rulership, the people mourn, but when the righteous are in righteousness, right, are in rulership, right, the people rejoice. Why? Because there ain't all kind of madness running rampant up in this planet, right? Things are in order. Right? For Israel to be on top, which is you Negroes, Hispanics, Native Americans to be on top, that is the way the Most High will set it up from the foundations of the earth. Right? But He also set it up that we was going to go off on these laws, statutes, commandments, so much so that He would have to write the laws, statutes, commandments in our heart, hence the celestial bodies. Right? Not only that, but we was going to inherit the kingdom back up again, and the kingdom was going to be set up in righteousness, and that people can enjoy the goodness that righteousness brings. Alright? Because, I mean, hey, you gotta see how bad can get before you really enjoy the goodness. Alright? That's why we're catching hell now, so we can enjoy the goodness. That's just the way the Most High set it up. Alright? Now this is 2nd Ezra 7 and 6, and it says, there is also another thing, another city, right, is builded, and upon a broad field, and is full of all good things. Why? That's talking about Daniel 2. That's talking about Daniel 2 and 44, right? Like I brought out earlier, that's talking about the kingdom of heaven. It's full of good things, right? Kingdom of heaven is Israel, because the Most High said the kingdom of heaven dwelleth in you when He was talking to the disciples, right? He says, so basically when we get up into rulership, when we're going to possess the land again, that's going to be the kingdom of heaven, right? And it says, a city is built and is set up on a broad field and is full of all good things. The entrance thereof is narrow and is set in a dangerous place to fall. Like as if they were a fire on the right hand and on the left a deep water, right? That's self-explanatory, and it says, and one only path between them both, even between the fire and the water, so small that they could but one man go there at once, right? Now this is Matthew 7:13. This is Matthew 7. Matthew 7:30. It says, "Enter ye the straight gates, right? For wide is the gate, and broad is the way that leadeth to destruction, and many there be with it." So it's like said, and many there be which go in their act, right? Because the straight gate and because straight is the gate and narrow is the way which leadeth unto life, and few may find it, right? So that's basically showing you that the majority has always been dealing with wickedness, right? The majority of our people, you Negroes, Hispanics, Native Americans, all Israel dispersed amongst the four corners of the earth, right? The majority of us always been dealing with that wickedness, because the Most High deals with the elect, he deals with a small number. That's why he said to Gideon, man, these people that you're trying to fight against, man, there's too much of them, right? And he cut the number down to, I think it was about 300, right? Same thing on this side. The Most High ain't gonna deal with all Israel, because Israel is innumerable, man. Israel is as the stars of the sky, right? There's so much of Israel, right, that the most likely persons that you see, the people that you see, is gonna be an Israelite, right? But then at the same time, the Most High said he's going to only deal with a small number of Israel, right? Because it's greater to win a victory by a few than to win a victory by many, right? It says, I'm going to just carry this on because it's all right. It says, beware of false prophets which come in sheep's clothing, but inwardly they be ravening wolves, right? Now that's talking about those preachers, right? And always what you see with those preachers, they'll come off nice, sweet, and kind, right? That's why Paul also said, although I be rude in speech, I be not rude in knowledge. And that's how you know the difference between a man of the Lord, because a man of the Lord is going to be angry. He's going to come out with them rude words, right? That's why the scripture says, right, the oppression, right? Right? It says surely, trying to quote the scripture on the top of my head, let me get it. This is Ecclesiastes, again, 7:7, I believe it is. Ecclesiastes 7:7. It says, surely oppression maketh the wise man mad, and the gift destroyeth the heart. Right? So when you know this knowledge, man, it oppresses you, because you know how the Most High set this kingdom up to really function. But not more so than that, you know how righteousness should be established, and you know that you know that this man is the devil, right? And he's in rulership, and your people don't even know he's in rulership, and the majority of our people is all kind of wickedness. That's why we come out here speaking right, but because we are oppressed. Right? Because the wisdom comes from this knowledge, this wisdom and knowledge of this truth, right? Which is these scriptures, laws, statutes, and commandments. And that's how you can decipher who this man is, or who the wicked is in the scriptures, and how you can decipher why, and you can know that why our people basically are going to be destroyed. Our people ain't going to slavery. That was a demon, right? You know the heathen. Know why the heathen's supposed to be slavery, and you know really that the people that you serve for really should be serving you, right? That's why the scripture says, I've seen servants upon horses, Right? Why? Because the Most High set it up that way, that because when we was going to go up on the Lord's statutes and commandments, right, the Most High was also going to raise the heathens up to be rulers over us. But when that in itself should be enough to make you angry, not only at our people for accepting it, right, but at yourself for going up on the Lord's statutes and commandments and really put you in a sense, in a place where you're supposed to be praying every day and praying, Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shai, forgive me for my iniquity, right? And destroy these heathen, destroy this man, and set us back up on righteousness, right? Because once Israel gets under that vibration and the elected children gets under that vibration, that's when righteousness is going to be established. That's when wisdom is going to be the fruit of happiness as opposed to be the fruit of making a man mad, like it says in Ecclesiastes, the 7th chapter, right? This is, it says, beware, this is back in Matthew 7 and 15, it says, beware of false preachers which come in sheep's clothing, right? Because these preachers, the so-called pastors, man, they come in sheep's clothing, speaking smoothly, right? Why? Because the mind is prone to wickedness, right? So only wickedness comes smooth and sweet, right? But the truth comes rough, right? That's when you see the elders pushing this truth, man, it looks rough. Right, the people that come scoffing and man, they get cut, right? Because that's how the truth is gonna come out. That's why we come out here week in, week out, speaking roughly and telling you niggas, you Negroes, Hispanics, Native Americans, all the Israel dispersed amongst the heathen that hate this truth, right? And have a zeal for this truth. You're supposed to be getting right. Otherwise, the Most High is gonna destroy you. As rough as that is, that's the truth, right? Forget your emotions. It comes down to this truth. Nothing else matters than this truth, which is the laws, statutes, commandments to the Most High, because they are faithful and true. Right? That's the scripture. And it says, but inwardly they are ravening wolves. You shall know them by their fruits. Right? Do men gather grapes of thorns or figs of thistles? Right? And with that said, I'm going to go to Jeremiah 28 and 28. Right, sorry, 28 and 8. It's Jeremiah 28 and 8. It says, the prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesied against many countries and against great kingdoms of war and evil and of pestilence. Right? So when we come out here telling you that this kingdom is going to be destroyed by nuclear fire, right? That's talking about the wars and the evils and the pestilences, right? Because a wicked kingdom is going to be destroyed before a righteous kingdom can be established, right? And it says the prophets which have prophesied of peace, right? We're talking about those prophets that be as ravening wolves, that be dressed in sheep's clothing, that be smooth, speaking smooth, right? Basically pertaining to you women, because all that happens in these churches is you women. But the scripture says that a man, the Most High deals only with men. The Lord said, gird up thy loins like a man. He doesn't pertain to the women. The Most High said, let the woman learn in silence and let the woman learn at home from her husband, if you choose to teach her. Right? Because you ain't gonna be really all into teaching this woman, right? You don't own nothing in this kingdom, not even your women, not even your children. How much more so is your women? If the Lord set it up that when your children are born you can't enjoy them, you better believe them. For the most part, you ain't gonna enjoy your own woman, right? I mean, so just get your piece of ass, and she comes around again, get another piece of ass, and she becomes a problem and hinders this truth. Cut her off from thee, because what's most important right now is this knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. The Lord's prophecy, the Lord's statutes, commandments on the Most High, and his prophecies, because that's what's really important right now, right? And it says, the prophets that have and the prophet which prophesieth of peace, when the word of his prophet of the prophet shall come to pass, then shall the prophet be known that the Lord hath truly sent him. Right? So when we come out here, tell you that this kingdom is gonna be destroyed, right? And when we come out here and we tell you pestilences are coming to this planet, right? When it comes to pass, that's when you're gonna know which ones were the prophets of the Most High and which ones were the ravening wolves dressed in sheep's clothing. Right? This is back in 2nd Ezra. 7 and 7, it says, the entrance thereof is narrow, and is set in a dangerous place to fall, like as if they were a fire on the right hand, and on the left a deep water, and one only path between them, even between. So like, the entrance thereof is narrow, and is set in a dangerous place to fall, like as if there were a fire on the right hand, and on the left a deep water, and only one path between them both, even the fire and the water so small that they could only but one man go there at once. Right? If this city were given unto a man for inheritance, right? If he never shall pass the danger that is set before it, how shall he receive this inheritance? So if you don't enjoy this and get the part of this help, right? Are you gonna be, how are you gonna be a partaker of this great city? It's basically saying, right? And it says, and I said, it is so, Lord. Then he said unto me, right? So also is Israel's portion, right? This is Psalms 58 and 1, basically describing Israel's portion. And we're gonna cut it off on that one. All right, so this is Psalms 58 and 1. I'm going to read that. This is Psalm 58 and 3, and it says, the wicked are estranged from the womb, right? They go astray as soon as they are born, speaking lies. Their poison is as the poison of the serpent, right? They're like the deaf adder that stoopeth her ear, which will not hearken to the voice of charmers charming never so wisely, right? Break their teeth, O power, right, which is their military strength, of the military strength of this land. It says, break their teeth, O Lord, O power in their mouth. Break the teeth break the great teeth of the young lions, O Lord. Let them melt away as the waters which run continually, right? When he bendeth his bow to shoot, his arrow, let them be as cut in pieces, as a snail which melteth. Let every one of them pass away, like the untimely birth of a woman, that they may not see the sun. Right? Before your pots can fill the thorns, right? He shall take them away as with a whirlwind, both living and in wrath. And it says, the righteous shall rejoice when he seeth the vengeance. Right? He's gonna wash his feet in the blood of the wicked. So we're gonna wash our feet in the blood of the wicked, right? It says, it basically means we're gonna be stomping on a lot of you, the wicked of this planet, and the wicked of our own people, because the Most High also said, Israel's gonna be the judge. Israel is his battle axe, his weapon of warfare for executing judgment. We're gonna execute judgment on the south. Hey, we're gonna execute judgment first and foremost with our own people for being in the wickedness they are in, because the scripture tells you that when Israel gets all up into this wickedness, they're more wicked than the wicked themselves, right? It says, the righteous shall rejoice when he seeth the blood of the wicked, when he seeth the vengeance, he shall wash his feet in the blood of the wicked, so that they shall say, verily, there is a reward, right? Hence a portion, right, for the righteous. Verily, he is the Most High, the judgeth. And here's the elemental word that he judgeth the earth, right? He's gonna set us up as the rightful heirs of the earth, of this earth. Not only that, he's gonna set us up as the as to inherit the earth and to execute judgment. And that's the portion that we're gonna get for serving and doing this work, man. Right? When we just say, we're gonna say the water, Yahweh Bashim, your house life, bring me out here pushing this truth. Right? It's just, to honest to you brothers out there that be pushing this truth in sincerity, right? Double honest to the elders, right? Deaf to this, right? Shalom.